Yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna look at the
No, I haven't already.
pretty good. I just
I decided enough. I did take that.
Is that your
Can you hear me?
Hey Trish, you want to just test one more time?
Testing, testing. Can everybody hear that?
Yeah, okay,
We're
good.
getting started shortly. All right.
Hi, everybody. I wanted to welcome everyone and thank you all for being here today as we share in the service of remembrance for our loved ones. Though they may no longer be with us physically, their spirit lives on through the countless lives they have touched. May we honor their memory today through the reading songs and the lighting of candles by our participants today. Thank you to the team and to all those who put this service together. And I'm going to open it up to Trish.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Trish Crayon. I'm the bereavement coordinator here at All Care. It's my pleasure to stand here with my coworkers, with the volunteers, the musicians, and all of you. This service is meant to remember together those we have lost. It is a time to hold our grief together. There is strength and healing in holding each other up while we're grieving. And there are three elements that I think are important while you're grieving: love, peace, and hope. Love is what binds us to our grief. It is because we love that we grieve. Peace, which is so important to be able to grieve, it allows us to engage with our grief. And hope. Hope leads us forward in this pathway. It is in hope that we renew and rebuild our relationships with our deceased. And light is encouragement. It can be a beacon for moving forward in our grief. The power of love is often referred to as a flame or a fire. And the ritual of lighting a candle is meant to soothe your heart and to honor their memory. If your loss is recent, it may feel raw and unnerving. If this is your first holiday season without your person present, your fire may seem dim, or it may be completely out. Tonight or today is to help you let some light in. Candles are a meaningful symbol of our love for our person, and I'm here to say that light is still in you and will stay with you forever. I'm going to begin the service by lighting this collective candle. This candle and the candle you will all light later holds your love and your peace and your hope. So let us honor and give thanks for the people we love and always will love. Today reminds us we're not alone. Thanks for being present here. And may the words, the reading, and the music be a reminder of your love, laughter, and memories of your loved one.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jill Mary Koopman. I'm the president and CEO here, and I just wanted to say a few brief words and a couple of thank yous. I wanted to also welcome all of you to our All Care Hospice Service of Remembrance ceremony. As to mimic what Trish had said, our ceremony provides us with the time to remember and reflect on our loved ones who have passed, and it's often around the holidays that we truly miss their presence. We hope that by you joining us here today, you find some comfort in remembering your loved ones, but also, as Trish mentioned, you're not alone. Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge and thank a few members of our hospice team. First of all is Trish Crean, our bereavement coordinator, who does a wonderful job throughout the year with her bereavement services, but also for putting this wonderful ceremony together, along with her her team of volunteers. I would also like to thank our VP of Vice President of Hospice, Christina Newman, who was just up here, as well as our management team, our direct care staff, administrative staff, and volunteers. Their unselfish work deserves to be recognized and commended, helping our patients and families navigate an extremely challenging time in their lives. Our staff are here and available to help you anytime in the days, months, and years ahead, so please do not hesitate to reach out to any of them for support. Again, thank you for joining us here today. Now I would like to continue with the program. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jay Libby, and I'm one of the hospice chaplains here at All Care. I want to welcome you into this space, which is made sacred in this season of loss with the spirit of love and friendship you bring as we gather today to remember those we've lost this past year while in hospice care. We come together as family, friends, caregivers, and hospice professionals, as those who created the final community that each of your loved ones was a part of. We come together so that we may honor them in our hearts and hold them dear in our memories. We come together finally to give words to the sorrow we feel. This last task, to give sorrow words, as Shakespeare said, is a difficult one. What words are there really to describe how it feels to lose a loved one? What words can talk about the grief of losing a wife, a husband, a companion of many decades? Or words to describe the sadness of losing someone who raised you? Fathers, mothers, aunts, uncles, family members of all kinds. It all just seems too big for words to describe. I like to think of these words from a colleague of mine who wrote, "The very best thing we can do, both in grieving and in supporting others in grief, is to articulate the ways in which the ones who have been lost to us will be carried forward in our lives." Perhaps this is the work of giving words to our sorrow, to always remember our departed, and to remember them in words and stories that we share about who they were and why they mattered, and what they meant to each of us. It may even be as simple as taking the time to say their name aloud again. And this is a practice that we do in our hospice team at each one of our meetings, that when we have patients that have passed in the past 2 weeks, we stop to remember them. We read their names, and I ask the staff to call to mind their face and to hold them there one more time, and then to release them into the universe. As I say all this, I'm also reminded, again from Shakespeare, the closing lines of a sonnet that he wrote, which described the virtues of his loved one, someone he cared for very much. The lines go like this: "So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee." The "this" in that quote by Shakespeare is the sonnet itself. Essentially, what Shakespeare is saying is he's expressing his hope and belief that the sonnet would be an eternal remembrance to the person he loved, so long as the verse survived as it has for 400 years, and there were people to read it. Then his loved one would never be forgotten. Likewise today, as we are called together to give words to the sorrow we feel by taking time for remembering our loved ones who have passed, We can either speak their name or call to mind who they were and why they mattered to us and why they mattered to this world. And in doing so, we keep them alive in a very real way. They live on in our lives, becoming part of our lives. And through our own lives, we give them some measure of immortality. So long live the stories and memories we tell of them. So long live these, and these give life to them once more.
Hi, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Andrew Hallett. I'm a hospice volunteer here. And in essence, my role is to help us all face a chapter that is for everyone's lives and make it a little brighter if we can. In that light, I'd like to read a poem. It's called "'Tis a Fearful Thing" by, excuse me if I mispronounce this, Yehuda Lehalevi. "'Tis a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, to hope, to dream, to be, and to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love, what death has touched."
Over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why
Hi, I'm Allison Bonita, one of the social workers here at All Care Hospice. The reading is called We Come Together. We come together as people drawn to life, and yet people acquainted with death. We come full of our memories, those memories that are hard for us to bear, those memories that lift us and give us meaning, those memories that give us the courage to go on. We come together today knowing that we are not alone, that others struggle even as we struggle, that others love even as we have loved, and as we still love. We come together knowing that others hope even as we try to hope, clinging to the assurances that help us make our own way from hour to hour, from day to day. May we find peace and hope now in this time of remembering. We light this candle in memory of those who have walked beside us in so many ways. We remember those who worked with us, played with us, those who have made our time on earth more enjoyable and our experiences in this world more memorable. We remember friends, mentors, and colleagues. We also remember friends of the animal kind, dear pets that loved us unconditionally and added so much to our lives and families. We honor all that has lifted us and expanded our horizons.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren Tucker. I'm a nurse practitioner, hospice nurse practitioner. I'm going to read a poem called Grief by Gwen Flowers. I had my own notion of grief. I thought it was the sad time that followed the death of someone you love, and you had to push through it to get to the other side. But I'm learning there is no other side. There is no pushing through, but rather there is absorption, adjustment, acceptance. And grief is not something you complete, but rather you endure. Grief is not a task to finish and move on, but an element of yourself, an alteration of your being, a new way of seeing, a new definition of self. We light this candle in the memory of those whom we discovered through the eyes of love in our journey through life. We hold sacred the remembrances of those who brightened our days with affection, laughter, and support, and who lit up our lives with devotion. We remember wives and husbands, dearest lovers, and closest friends. We honor those who opened us to ourselves and to life, even as we opened ourselves to them.
Hi, I'm June Richardson, the volunteer coordinator for All Care. I'm going to read the healing meditation. May our eyes remain open in every face of tragedy. May we not become disheartened. May we find in the dissolution of our apathy and denial the cup of a broken heart. May we discover the gift of the fire burning in the inner chamber of being, burning great and bright enough to transform any poison. May we offer the power of sorrow to the service of someone greater than ourselves. May our guilt not rise up from yet another defense wall. May the suffering of purity and not paralyze us. May we realize the greatness of our sorrow and not run its touch or flame. May clarity be an ally and wisdom of our support. May our wrath be cleansing and cutting through the confusion and denial of greed. May we not be afraid to speak our truth. May the bleakness of the wasteland be dispelled. May the soul's journey be revealed and the truth hunger fed. May we be forgiven for those who have forgotten and blessed with the remembrance of those who we really are. We light this candle in memory of those whom ourselves have passed on the great gift of life. We hold in our hearts those who held dear in our arms and our dreams. We remember the children have gone before us, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, nieces, and nephews.
I am Sue Duffy, one of the nurses for All Care Hospice. The name of the poem is Your Light Will Always Shine. And your light will always shine, and your name will always be spoken. For you, and time stands still. For your heart is a part of mine. With a love that can't be broken beyond the shadows that I know. Who you are will always glow like a star you guide me on. You found a window to my soul, a point of light, a miracle, my one and only you. And what was to be our alone unfurled, a ray of hope that simmers on. Your sun came bursting through. In my thoughts, I find my way to you and share my fondest hopes and dreams like we were meant to do. It gives me strength to fear you by my side. You show me kindness, strength, and truth. You gave me wings to fly. You're an anchor for my heart, and you'll never be forgotten, for the power of your life is reflected in my eyes. I will let them shine. We light this candle in memory of those who have been linked with us in the ongoing chain of family life. We honor those who have shared our heredity and who have experienced our common bonds. We remember brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, relatives near and far, present and future.
Hi everyone, my name is Laurie McFarland. I'm a hospice nurse here at All Care, and I'm going to be reading We Need One Another. We need one another when we mourn and would be comforted. We need one another when we are in trouble and afraid. We need one another when we are in despair, in temptation, and need to be recalled to our best selves again. We need one another when we would accomplish some great task and cannot do it alone. We need one another in the hour of success, when we look for someone to share our triumphs. We need one another in the hour of defeat, when with encouragement we might endure and stand again. We need one another when we come to die and would have gentle hands prepare us for the journey. All our lives we are in need, and others are in need of us. We light this candle in memory of those who have handed us the gift of life. We honor those who gave us birth and nurtured us, those who endowed us with heritage and raised us, those who offered us love and cherished us. We remember mothers, fathers, grandparents, and great-grandparents.
Hey everyone, I'm Deb Rudloff, Hospice Clinical Manager.
Hi, Mom. It's here. I'm going to read a poem called In This Time of Your Life. The author is unknown. In this time of your life, may you come to know what others have come to know, in having to go where you have at least wanted to go, and in choosing to do what is most difficult to do. May you discover yourself becoming not just a different person, but a better person, not just a more seasoned, but more real, not just more knowledgeable, but more compassionate, not just hardier, but more whole. May your pilgrimage through your experience of loss lead you to both renewed life and replenished hope. May you come to rediscover what you have never really lost, your truest best self. And may you arrive at the place where you first started, that place which is still the same and yet very different. And may you find that this is where you should be. May you feel like you are coming home. We light this candle in honor of those who mourn and for those who are trying to navigate their ever-changing path after a life of loss. We also honor those who will one day stand where we stand today and feel what we now feel. Our hearts reach out to them, and remember, you're not alone.
Hi, can you all hear me okay? Yeah. Hi, my name is Meredith. My husband, Rob, died on June 30th this year after many years of health problems. I was engaged in some of the bereavement services here at All Care, plus he was a patient. We were married for 38 years and we have 2 sons, both are now in their 30s. Rob's death was expected, and as he got sicker and caregiving needs increased, his death was something that crossed my mind frequently. I thought this anticipation would prepare me, like it might be a cushion of some kind for the grief. Maybe it has, but mostly I didn't anticipate what the grief would really feel like. I didn't know what it would feel like to move through this grief with our children, our friends, and our family. There are so many things that we miss, so many moments when we remember and miss something about him. Recently, I was catching up on a TV show that Rob and I like to watch, The Bear. I missed having him with me to watch it, but then I got really involved with the show again, and I was watching this episode that featured one of the main characters going into labor. It struck me as a really accurate depiction. None of the overly dramatic or funny shenanigans we usually see with labor and delivery on TV. The actor conveyed the rigors of labor, the contractions that come on like waves and end up consuming your body and your focus. The time in between contractions where there is calm, but there's always that awareness that it's not over yet. As I watched, of course, this brought me back to my own experience, and then also to Rob, who was with me through the births of both of our sons. This was one of those many moments in my daily life now that lead to thoughts, then memories, and then feelings of grief. But this moment also prompted me to think about my grief differently. I started thinking that grief really is an emotional labor of sorts, that there are waves of tears, sadness, and many uncomfortable feelings that kind of come and go. You know it's always there, but you may not know when it will hit you. There are times that feel almost normal, then maybe not normal at all. When people are becoming new parents and women are expecting, they get all kinds of advice from everybody. Women commonly get told that they won't remember the pain of labor and delivery, and that's why they keep doing it. But personally, I really feel like I remember a lot of the details, including some of the advice I got. And so as I think about my grief, one piece of that advice stands out to me. I clearly remember when I was worried about the pain involved with labor, one person told me this. She said, each contraction is a step towards something, like a building block. Every contraction is necessary. Every contraction is progress and a step toward something amazing, the birth. This metaphor has helped me with my grief. I know as my family and I grieve that each wave of this loss is also necessary and is some kind of progress. Each tough day or moment is a stepping stone toward whatever is next in our lives. Thanks for hearing my story.
Thank you.
Honoring the memory of a loved one is a deeply personal and emotional experience. Lighting a candle is one way to show that you remember someone. It's a way that you can honor them. So now I invite you all here and at home to light your personal candles, if you have them. Just a little switch. And at this time, we will light our tree here at the Bereavement Center to honor all our patients, our families, our loved ones that we have lost over the last year and beyond. And now what I'd like you to do is just take a few minutes to silently honor your loved one, whatever way works for you. You can say a silent prayer, you can say their name, you can recall a memory. So I'm just going to give you a couple moments to do that and to remember those that are important to you. Thank you. I hope that brings some peace.
brothers all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Let me invite you into a moment of prayer with these beautiful words borrowed from a colleague of mine. Spirit of life and mystery, we have paused today to be still, to breathe in each moment of life with a sense of gratitude for its gifts of beauty, love, and grace. We have paused to affirm the cycles of life and death, for we know that we are all part of an endless, mysterious cycle of existence. But there is deep pain and loss in these days, and so we have paused before the mystery of life and death to pray and to remember lost loved ones. We give thanks for their lives and for the light of love that persists beyond death and continues to live in human hearts. We pray also for those who are grieving them still. May they be lifted on wings of love and hope and receive the healing balm of life. All of this we offer as our prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
So I'm just going to end this service by thanking everyone for being in this space and being and holding your grief with all of us. Just remember that their memories are never extinguished. They'll stay with you forever. Death doesn't do anything to that love bond that you have. Carry them with you as you celebrate the season. May love guide you. May the peace of light envelop you. And may hope sustain you, especially on those tough days. And I just want to thank all my colleagues, the musicians, the volunteers, staff, and all of you for taking part in this service. And I want, on behalf of myself, my colleagues in All Care, thank you. And those of you who are staying, we have a little reception, so please stay. And I just send you peace as you grieve. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful.